Morning. Just setting up over here. I'm sure you're joining. Yeah, Michaela, hi. Morning, Bob and Pat and Bob. Almost clicked finish. We don't want to finish quite yet. Matt looks good, right guys? You can see it? Yes. I think so. Hi, sis. Good morning. But it's already hot where you are. Hi, Mary. Wonderful Wednesday, yes. Uh-oh, I hear the lawnmower. They must know we're getting ready for yoga. Just kidding, but you know how it goes. Risky outdoors. Okay. Hi, Carol. Oh. All right, I hope you guys are having a great morning. Another beautiful summer day. We are going to do mindful movement and meditation today. I have some ideas about what that means, but we're going to also kind of make it up as we go, because if I plan too hard, it isn't going to work out. Yeah, yoga outdoors, amazing. So I wanted to start out by just saying that movement, yoga, the practice of yoga helps us so much increase mindfulness, and just tapping into our bodies helps us really understand how our own minds work. So when you're going through your practice and you find yourself thinking, watch when you are judging yourself. If we're doing something that is challenging for you, you may find that you hear yourself saying, oh, I should be able to, blah, blah, blah. Or I used to be able to, ... And the mind will totally play its tricks on us to keep us out of the present. And notice if the mind also does these narratives about like jumping into the future, right? Or, oh, if only I was able to do, this, or the day that I am able to, that means, I will succeed, or I will be where, I should be in my practice. And it's awesome how the body and the practice will show us so much about how our own minds operate, how we criticize ourselves, how we doubt ourselves, how we think we have to push ourselves to this ideal of this perfection this image we have of ourselves. So I just want this practice to be about, feeling the body, but then also really watching how the mind responds to your practice, your physical practice. We talk about this whole mind, body, spirit connection. And that's exactly what we're tapping into here. And the whole spirit aspect is that present moment experience where we are not in the past beating ourselves up over something we should have said or should have done. We're not in the future, wishing we were anywhere other than where we are now in our lives. We're right in the present moment, breathing, feeling, becoming more and more mindful, becoming more and more intentional, and feeling our spirit and being who we really are, regardless of our, labels, identities, etc., etc. Getting sun reflection. Let me move it back. There we go. Better, right? Better? let's begin seated in a comfortable seated cross leg. As you sit down, rock side to side. Feel your sit bones descend. Feel the weight of the legs and the hips. And from that base and foundation, lift through the spine and the belly. Begin to lift through the heart and the chest. Open through the collarbones. And then softly rest your hands on your thighs. As you lengthen the back of your neck, feel as though you're broadening the back of the skull. And as the back of the skull has this sense of broadening, soften the skin of the face, the muscles of the face, the corners of your eyes, and the corners of your mouth. Drop your eye gaze down the tip of your nose or close your eyes as you tune in to the breath. Inhale, gently lift your chest. Exhale, feel the foundation of the base of your pose, settling and grounding. Inhale, get light in your upper body. Feel the breath rise. Feel the back of the skull broaden. Exhale, soften the muscles of your face. Sit more firmly in your seat, letting the weight of your legs drop, keeping your pelvis neutral. Watch your breath lengthen out and rise and fall. Taking just several moments to tap into stillness, to sit quietly, inviting in the present moment. Feeling sensations in your body. Noticing any thoughts that keep repeating or coming to the surface, and allowing them to be put aside for now. Let's take the palms together. Still just focusing on the breath, the opening of the heart, the settling through the face. Taking a moment to just feel the connection between each of us present for the practice, and extending that sense of connectedness out to our families, our friends, and then that sense of connection even beyond our communities and out into the world. Inhale, take a deep breath. Feel the heart lift, and as you exhale, bow the head down, ease within. Gently lower the hands and open the eyes. Okay, I need feedback right away. Can I stay outside? Neighbor's mowing his lawn. It won't be. Should I go in? Hi, Julia. I'm so glad you're here. How's the background noise? Sorry, you have to get off your mat to tell me. He's right by the fence. So if it's not that bad, we'll keep going. Hi, Veronica. It's okay for you? Okay, oh, awesome. Okay. The good thing is he has a small yard, so it won't last forever. Okay, back to your mat and sitting tall, open the arms and lengthen through the inner arm. Let's shift over to the right, taking the right hand down, dropping that shoulder, lifting through the top arm, and exhale, lengthen the inner arm alongside the outer ear. Grounding through the opposite sit bone, inhale through your center, exhale over to the left. As you extend through your fingertips, you're creating an opposing action of grounding through the outer hip on the other side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist to your right. Left hand to right knee, look back behind you. Inhale and create space between the ribs and the navel. And exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, and twist to the other side. Getting long and tall in your inhalation. Deep in the twist in your exhalation. Inhale, come back to the center. We're going to twist around to the other side, but instead of grabbing your knee, keep your hands floating. And you're just going to create subtle little movements to the right. A gentle little rocking, bringing the navel in and up, and then inhale through the center and exhale to your left, and you're just kind of rocking that twist over to the left. Inhale, come back to the center, and exhale, take the palms together. We'll take the palms down to the floor now, coming into table pose. Threading the needle, beginning with the left hand down. Inhale and twist the right arm nice and high. Exhale, slide that hand through so you come toward your outer shoulder, but then inhale and come back up and twist and reach. And exhale, arm threads through. One more time, inhale, twist, lengthen the collarbones. And exhale, come down and land on the outer shoulder and the side of the head. Your left arm can walk out to the edge of your mat or wrap behind you or stretch out in front. Whatever is comfortable. Soften the abdomen. Smooth out the breath. And then we're going to walk that left hand so that it's kind of under the shoulder as you push into it to help you come back up to table. Then the right hand comes to the center line. Inhale, extend the left arm, and exhale, glide it through. Inhale, come back up. Feel your spine twist and the chest open, and exhale, sliding through. One more time, nice open, deep twist, and then exhale, thread the needle all the way through, coming onto the outer arm, the side of the head, and then walking that right hand around and find a good place where it supports you as you twist. And then we'll take that right hand down under the shoulder, push into the hand, come back up into table pose. Picking up your hands one at a time, we're going to place them down with the fingers spread wide and the underside of the knuckle spread wide. Tap the top of your feet down, and we're going to go through cat and cow, rounding the spine and tucking the chin, and then releasing the belly, lift the chest and lift the face and look up. Follow your breath back and forth. choose which direction you are initiating your inhalation and what movement you are exhaling. Then maybe try switching that. So you could pause with a neutral spine, and if you were inhaling in cow pose, try exhaling in cow pose. And then inhale in cat back. Just watch how that affects your body, like the area of your shoulder blades, the area around your heart, and your abdomen. Just observe without judgment. And we'll meet in cat back, so a nice round spine, and we're gonna shift the shoulders and the hips to one side, and then you're gonna shift them over to the other side. Keeping yourself in that round cat back, separating the shoulder blades, and rocking side to side. Then we'll come to a neutral spine and let your hips shift left and right. Then we're going to pause with the hips over to the right and look with your eyes toward your outer right hip. Then back through the center, hips shift left, eyes look left. And then back to the center. Let's extend the right leg straight back, left arm forward. I love this one because of how much it stimulates the nerves along the spine and stabilizes the core and asks a lot of you to engage every limb. Exhale as you take the hand down and the knee and extend the left leg, right arm. Get longer as you inhale, stronger as you exhale, and lower that down. Now we're going to flip the toes under, lift the hips up and back, and stretch into the first downward dog, releasing the weight of your head. Feel free to walk out the dog. Then become still, and if your hamstrings are super tight, bend your knees, lift your sit bones high so you have a flat back. And eventually, as you loosen up, you can start to straighten the legs and the back, gazing through the ankles or the knees. We're going to bend both knees, look forward, and walk the feet up toward your hands in a hanging forward fold. Bending one knee at a time so that you can really feel the action and the length of that straight leg side. Feel how the quadricep, your thigh, really pushes back the thigh bone of your straight leg. And as it really starts to straighten and you engage that quadricep, also really press down through the big toe mound, maybe even spread your toes. Shifting to the other side. Feel how when you engage that thigh and press the thigh bone back, you're already opening up that hip a little bit and you're stabilizing that connection of the ball and the socket, the head of the femur and the hip bone. And you already have that stability before you come up to stand. So we'll take the hands to the hips. If your legs are straight, really engage the quadriceps, push through the four corners of the feet, turn the tailbone under, inhale, just shift the pelvis so the spine comes up and you're standing nice and tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. We're gonna be still here. You're gonna gaze down the nose or close the eyes. We're moving the awareness inward. Feeling or finding the feeling of balance from the front to the back. So maybe you lean forward and then you lean back, and from side to side. Find your center line and get really spacious between the soles of the feet and the crown of the head, and through the side ribs, through the broadness of the collarbones. Feel your breath as we all breathe as one. Perhaps you can feel your heartbeat for a moment, sensing the one heartbeat of us all. Feel the aliveness and the openness through your toes. The aliveness of your feet. Ground down, and as you inhale, open the eyes if they're closed, lift the arms, and stretch up overhead. And then exhale, release your arms down. 2 more times. Inhale, growing nice and tall. Exhale and release. Feel that solid foundation from your hips down to the ground. Stretch through the fingers. Exhale, arms down, palms together. Take a full breath. Feel free to set an intention for your practice, or just stay focused on that mindfulness of observing the body and watching the mind. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale, spin the arms up and grab that left wrist, hinge over to the right. Inhale through the center, catch the other wrist. Over to your left. Inhale, center. We're going to twist. Left arm forward, right arm behind you. Inhale, square forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, forward. Twist again, but keep the head of your hip bones straight ahead. Don't move the hips, just the spine. And then back to the front. Stabilize those legs, stabilize the hips, twist to the left. And then back to the top. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Shift over to the right. Leaning that left elbow slightly back, like you're drawing the shoulder blade in. What's going on in the belly? What's going on in the back? Bring the belly in as you stand tall. Scooping the belly in as you hinge to the left. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, let the elbows come back and look up. Now the shoulder blades drop down and they move inward toward the spine. Now straighten everything up, so elbows back in line with the shoulders. Lengthen up through the hands and exhale and forward fold. Tucking the chin. Inhale to a flat back, create space between the crown and the tailbone. Let's step that left foot back into runner's lunge. Inhaling, lift that chest. Exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, knee right over the heel, look up. Exhale, straighten the leg. One more time. Inhale, bend the knee, and exhale, outer hip goes up and back. Feel the connection of the head of the femur in the hip. Now stretch the sternum out and then exhale and forward fold. Chin toward the shin. Breathing, stabilizing your legs and letting the breath be free through the upper body. Letting your head be relaxed. Inhale, look up and bend that front knee over the heel. Walk your hands out in front as you lift your left leg and look up. Heel is right, kind of in line with the buttocks, maybe a little bit higher. And then we're gonna bend the knee, step back, and we're gonna inhale up into crescent lunge. Watch the mind. What is it telling you as it reflects on the movements in the body? Exhale, take those hands down, straighten your right leg again, stretch that chest out, and exhale, one breath, bow down. Inhale, look up, bend the knee over the heel, lift your belly, bring the left foot forward. Hands on the shins. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees. Tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, coming up. Tall through the side chest. Exhale, the arms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive over. Inhale, look up, stretch through the collarbones, bend the knees, and that left foot steps back. Runner's lunge. Inhaling, we lift the chest, and exhale, straighten the leg. 2 more times, follow your breath. Notice the energy of the back leg, not just the front. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Then that solid, straight leg, ground through that big toe mound in front. Lift the chest out, and then exhale. Take the nose toward the knee. Just a couple of breaths. Back leg is active. What's the front leg doing? What's the front foot up to? Ground through that big toe mound. Inhale, look up. Bend the knee over the heel. Walk your hands out in front for balance as you lift your right leg. Create more space between the crown of the head and that back foot. Then bend the standing leg, walk your hands back, come onto the ball of your back foot, and inhale up into crescent lunge. Back leg nice and long, float the back of the knee, and the energy comes up from the pit of the belly, up through the heart space, through the inner arms, and then we exhale, hands down, scoop the belly in and up, pull that right foot to meet the left, inhale, flat back, exhale, forward fold. Sitting bones tuck, feet ground, spine floats, and exhale, hands in front of the heart. Breathing, feeling, letting go of judgment, desire, criticism. Exhale, the hands down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Don't dump into the low back. Keep the buttocks strong and just feel the thoracic spine. Try to deepen it in. Not easy. Inhale, arms up, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, the sides of the ribs reach out. Exhale, step the left foot back, runner's lunge. Inhaling, crescent lunge. Exhale, come right back down. Ground that left hand or the fingertips, and then we're gonna twist to the right. You can just let that arm come right up, looking wherever it's natural for your head to feel pretty stable. Neck in a line with the spine. Notice the action of your back leg and lengthen through the inner heel, and then reach a little higher through that top hand. Exhale, let the arm come down, and then inhale, back up to crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Nice firm legs. Breathing into the back body as well as the front. And now exhale, side angle stretch. So forearm to thigh or the hand behind the foot, stretching that top arm, pulling the navel gently back as you roll the head of your left hip bone toward the sky. We're gonna twist again, so just let that top arm come down inside the arch of the foot, flip onto the ball of your back foot, and we're twisting that first pose. Maybe you notice you're a little deeper already, and then that hand may want to wrap behind you as you look over the shoulder now. Inhale, look down towards your big toe, bring that hand back around, step your right foot back into plank, lowering onto the knees and then down onto the belly, preparing for cobra. As you roll back the shoulders, and ground the feet and lift the chest. Pause here for a few breaths and drop your elbows down and back and feel how the chest comes a little bit deeper through your upper arms. Then exhale, come down, tuck the chin, come up to all fours, tuck your toes, lift those hips, stretch them back, and then step your left foot up between the hands into runner's lunge, grounding the right fingertips or the hand, and then twist the left arm straight up. Lengthen through your back inner thigh and stretch through the back of your skull. Let it broaden as the crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, lower the hand down, steady your feet, and inhale up to crescent lunge. Exhale right into warrior two. This one always teaches you a lot about how the mind works. So watch what kind of thoughts you have as we hold this strong pose. And then exhale into side angle stretch. Twisting that top hip bone gently back, and then the ribs. Focus on connecting with your breath. Stay steady in the body, steady with your breath, and then we're gonna drop that top arm down to the inside arch of your foot, roll onto the back of your right ball of your foot, twist again. So left arm lifts. Now you can look a little higher and perhaps wrap the top arm behind your back. Let the belly press into the thigh when you inhale and bring it back as you exhale. Now look down toward your big toe and let's come into plank pose. Pause here, exhale the knees down, exhale chest through the arms, roll back the shoulders, inhale into cobra. The lower body, so the tops of your legs, they're pushing down. Try to stretch between the pubic area and your navel. So when you smudge the hands back, can you stretch that lower part of the belly? And then exhale, lower, tuck the chin. Inhale to all fours, tuck your toes, stretch back for 3 to 5 breaths in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Observing and feeling, breathing, expanding and opening. Bend your knees and walk or hop your feet up between the hands. Hands to the shins as you stretch from the navel through the chest. Exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Stabilize the legs, open the toes, and inhale as you rise up. And exhale, palms come down. Steady the breathing. Steady the mind. Steady the balance in the body. Exhale, hands down. Let's bend the knees as the arms come up into Utkatasana. And then we'll fold over the legs into Uttanasana. Then inhale into a flat back. Exhale, step that left foot back. We're back in runner's lunge, but we're gonna drop the back knee and the top of the foot and inhale into warrior one. Palms together overhead. If looking up strains your neck, then open your palms so they're shoulder distance and look straight ahead. Get longer through the inner arm as you inhale. Get stronger through that back foot and a slightly tucked tailbone as you exhale. Next exhalation, twist. So left hand, right knee, and then right arm behind you. Look over the shoulder. Now stay here, or take your left hand down on the inside of that foot and reach back with your right arm and catch your left foot. Releasing stiffness, rigidity. Let go of that foot. Everybody back to a straight warrior one. And then exhale, hands down, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, step into plank. And then lower down to the ground, come into locust. So tops of your hands are down on the floor, palms are face up, feet are together, tailbone long. Inhale, push into the navel, lift your chest, your arms, your legs. Keep breathing. Stay strong. Then exhale and release. Now walk the hands up to chest level. Engage the buttocks, engage your thighs, and come into cobra. Feel as though, or create the action as though you have to hold the pose with just your lower body. And watch the changes. Then lower the chest, the chin, the forehead. Push up to all fours, tuck the toes, stretch out the spine, downward dog. Now that left foot comes forward, right knee drops, top of the foot grounds. Inhale, warrior one. Keeping the energy of the lower abdomen lifting in and up. Twist when you're ready, taking your right hand to left knee, wrap the back arm behind you. And if you're going deeper, take the right hand down on the inside of the front foot. As you lift the back foot, catch it with the left hand, and look back over your left shoulder. Notice exactly what the eyes see and really like laser focus in on one point. And then release the foot, come back into warrior one. And exhale, hands down. Flip the toes behind you, step into plank pose. Lower the knees, chest comes down, arms go wide into an airplane, legs are super toned, so's the buttocks. Inhale, come up into this kind of airplane position, strengthening all those muscles along the spine, stimulating all the nerves. Maybe you interlace the fingers behind you and stretch back through the hands, and then release down. Take your hands next to the chest, come into cobra as though just the lower body is working the pose. If we took the arms away, what else would engage? Then exhale, come down, tuck the chin, come up through all fours to tuck your toes and open that space between the crown of the head and the tailbone. Open this space of the backs of your knees. Open that space in the center of the forehead as you smooth out that skin, opening that third eye of intuition. Bend both knees, look forward and walk, step, hop the feet up. Hands to the shins, stretch the heart out. Exhale, fold, draw that belly back. Then bend the knees, drop the hips. Utkatasana, back to even standing. Samasthiti. Close down the eyes or gaze downward. Feel the aliveness rise up from the soles of the feet through the inner thighs. Feel the expansiveness around the heart, softness of the face and the throat. And then relax your hands down, stand on your left foot and cross the right ankle past the knee. Hands back into prayer. Sit down to get into that right hip. Not only are we opening the hip here, but that standing foot is really having to become more and more alive as you deepen the front crease of your ankle and the back of the knee, and that inner groin deepens back. This is somewhat of a balancing, it is a balancing pose. It is a hip opener. Watch what the mind tells you as you stay here breathing. What opportunities do we have to learn about how we operate? Push into the foot, stand nice and tall, and then release that foot down. The sole of that foot is spacious as you pick up your left foot, crossing the ankle, and sit down into that deep hip opener. Work the standing leg as much as you're opening that left hip. Notice if the mind wants you to be somewhere else, in the future, in the past, or are you right here, breathing, feeling, experiencing this moment? And step tall, place that foot down, stand tall in Samasthiti. I'm going to turn my mat to the side, and we're going to step the feet wide for Utthita Trikonasana triangle. So from Samasthiti, hop or walk your feet your leg distance apart, and then we'll turn the toes to the right, back toe in front of the heel, open this side chest, and then reach as far as you can. Then hand comes down, roll that top shoulder back, look up or down, whatever feels right for your balance and your neck, and then experience the pose. This is one of the poses we learn right away when we are beginning yoga, and it's a pose we do forever. So wherever you're at, there is something to be learned here. We can refine our practice through the entire experience of practicing yoga our whole lives. Inhale, come up. Exhale, turn your toes, stretch into triangle. And that goes for everything in our lives. We never really master this whole experience of being a human. It takes constant practice and refinement to find peace, to live kind of that middle path. Inhale, come up. Exhale. We're going to turn now all the way around to the right, and you're going to turn this back hip and square it forward, toes in line with the heel for Parsvottanasana. So hip bones are squared forward. We're going to lift the chest and exhale and forward fold. You can take the hands down by the foot. If you like taking that reverse prayer with your hands, you could do that. Lots of options for the arms. Outer right hip is drawing up and back as we lengthen through the right inner thigh down to the right big toe mound. And then that back arch of the left foot is engaged and strong. Now inhale, come all the way up. We're going to take the hands in prayer in front and step into Virabhadrasana 3. So bend your right knee, step onto that foot, find your balance, and then teeter over with the chest and lift your left heel. Keep those shoulder blades rolling back, shoulders down away from your ears. And now bend your right knee, step the left foot back. Find those squared hips as you straighten the leg and stand tall. And then exhale and bow over. Take the hands down by the foot. And now let's turn the toes forward, and you're going to walk your hands around into Prasarita Padottanasana. So now your toes are in line with the heels, shoulders square, inhale, look up. And exhale and forward fold. Inner legs pressing in the direction of the outer leg. All four corners of each foot pressing evenly down. Inhale, come up halfway. And now exhale, turn your toes around to the left side. So your left toes point forward, and then you have to hop that back foot around so you can get the toe in front of the heel. Square your hips, inhale, look up, and exhale, forward fold. And if you like to take the prayer position with your arms or hold your elbows, then come up for a moment and grab hold, and then extend over. Crown of your head, softening downward, back of the neck releasing. We're going to inhale all the way up and then find a prayer with the hands. Bend your front knee and then step into Virabhadrasana 3. Warrior 3. You could micro bend that standing knee if you tend to hyperextend it. Keep dropping the right hip bone down and lift the left hip bone up and back. And now bend the knee, step back with your right foot, straighten the leg, exhale, bow over, hands by the foot, release the head. Now we're gonna walk back into spread apart pose, so your toes are gonna turn forward, squaring the toes with the heels. And now let's take the left hand to the center of kind of right under your neck, and then we're gonna twist, lifting the right arm. Let your hips twist on this one, so you'll feel how the left hip comes down, the right hip twists up. And then exhale, watch the hand come down, place it on the ground, and then twist with the left arm and feel how the right hip drops and the left hip lifts. Side of the hip. Exhale, lower. Now we're going to keep the hips stable. I'm sure you saw that coming. So feel how the legs totally engage. Keep the back of your pelvis neutral as you now lift the right arm. And if it helps to just stay looking down, then look down until you get there, and then maybe turn your head and look up. You're not going to twist as deep, like with your your torso, but your spine it's still doing a lot of work, probably more work. Exhale, lower the hand, stabilize those hips like there's a glass of water right on the back of the pelvis, and then lift the left side of the ribs, the left side of the chest, arm. Finally, the head turns to look up. Exhale and lower the hand down. Now let's shift the weight of the hips over to the right, and we're gonna lift the left toes and kind of sit down into that right foot. Sit tall for a moment, and we'll bring the palms together and balance here. Awesome stretch for that right Achilles. Great stretch for this inner thigh of the extended leg. If you need to put your hands down to shift to the other side, go ahead and do that if that helps your knees. Or perhaps you shift right on up and then over to the other side. And we'll lift the toes of the right foot. And again, if you need to place your hands down on the floor for the support of the knee, do that, or shift right on over to the other side. And now either hold here for a breath, or take this right arm and take the outer arm to the inner knee, and then wrap that arm around the knee, reach back with the top arm, grab hold of your fingers, and slowly look back over that top shoulder. Keep breathing. Try not to do a lot of thinking, and then let go of your hands. Back to prayer, and then over to the left. Hold here, or go for that bind. And then back into prayer hands, back into the center. We'll come into goddess. Nice open inner thighs, open chest, long spine. And then inhale, open into starfish. And then exhale into goddess. 2 more times with your breath. Now we'll slide those hands out toward your inner knee. Arms are straight, and then lower your left shoulder toward the midline and look over your right shoulder. Draw the belly in and up as you move through the center, square the shoulders, and then the right shoulder drops. Look over the left. And then back to the center. Straighten your legs, palms together. Walk your feet closer, and we're going to come down to the ground through Malasana, through a deep squat. Your outer elbow to the inner knee. Hips descend. If your heels lift, don't worry about it. It's more about grounding through the lower body and keeping the chest open. And then we're gonna sit down. Feel free to use your hands to help you and sit in a wide straddle. It looks like we have some more sun reflection. Let's see here. Is that okay? I bet it is. Oh yeah, much better. Nice wide straddle. Learn a lot in this one. Let's take the hands back behind us. And as you push gently into your hands, roll your thighs down in the direction of the front of the mat. Okay? Not so much that the knee concaves, that's extremely rare. It would be odd if that happened. But if you do feel like your inner knee is collapsing, don't roll out that much. The counter action is to lengthen out through the sole of the foot, your big toe mound, and kind of wrap the pinky side of the foot back in the direction of your outer hip. Feel that firing up your outer hip and the glutes. Solid seat here. Let's take the palms together. We're gonna sit and breathe and feel, keeping the lower body alive, grounding us, drawing up stability from our seat, where we find our roots. And now we're gonna twist. So the left hand's gonna come in front, right arm behind you. Place your hand somewhere natural, right? That keeps the spine over the ribs, and then use the strength of your arms to help your sternum twist around and look out toward the big toe. As you create that effort in your twist, are you losing effort of your back leg? Is it sort of floppy now? Make sure everything stays working equally. Inhale, look forward, and then feel everything twist and shift around to the other side. Use the strength of the arms and hands to deepen the twist. Make sure the lower side of the right abdomen is coming around with the twist. And now inhale back to the center. We're going to try it with no hands. So maybe you cactus your arms, stabilize those legs, and shift the ribs. Really use the breath, whether it's helping you intensify the pose or detensify, if that's a word, I'm not sure. Inhale back to the center and exhale to your left. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, arms down. Now we're gonna do a nice side body stretch. So if the arms come out to the side, we can shift with this right hand, taking it down to the inside of the foot, and then left arm can be straight up. This is pretty intense for a lot of us. And the head can relax, and that is an amazing, nice side body stretch. Or you might be going deeper and catching the foot. And if you are catching the foot, use that other thigh, your left thigh, and that left foot to pull some energy back in that direction. So as you push through this right foot, pull on that arm as well and really get deep into the side body. Inhale, pull yourself lightly back up to the center, and exhale over to the other side. Find a place that works for you between, a lot of effort and a place of kind of passiveness. You want to be right in between effort and ease. And inhale, come back up. Now let's bring one leg in. We're gonna bring the left leg in. So heel to the hips. Sit nice and tall, twist toward the bent knee. Right hand to left knee. Back hand is there for support so that you can really sit tall. Inhale, look forward, open the arms. We're gonna reach out with that right hand. You can catch the toe, you could catch the Achilles, or just have the elbow under the knee and that left arm up. Or we're going into another side body stretch. And while we are deepening the side body stretch, we begin to twist a little bit. So these left ribs, they're kind of rolling back as the right ribs come around over the thigh. As that happens, the left thigh is externally rotating, or the hip is externally rotating like Baddha Konasana. Ground through that left sit bone and let that be the foundation that pulls the upper body back up. And then let's come into Baddha Konasana before we do the other side. Sit nice and tall, push the heels together. Feel how the thigh bones are externally rotating in the hip socket as the heels push together and you squeeze the buttocks. And if you want to forward fold, go ahead and do so, but move with your own breath. Inhale, stack the crown over the hips and then open up that left leg. Right heel tucks in, sit even, open your arms and extend over. Find a good place for this bottom arm to rest and this top arm to help you open your side body, the ribs. As your inner arm of that right arm reaches and the hand tugs on the foot, create the counteraction of externally rotating that right thigh bone as you squeeze the right buttocks and ground the foot. Inhale, pull yourself back up. Exhale, come into tortoise. So soles of the feet are together, but now the heels are away from the hips. So we're in a nice diamond shape with the legs. Inhale, pull on the knees, open the chest, and exhale, slide the hands And relax the weight of your head. Breathe into the backside of the body, that shell. Feel space between the ribs as you inhale. Feel softness and acceptance in the front body as you exhale. Take a moment to be happy with who you are and where you are in this moment, in this present moment in your life. Inhale, slowly come up. You can keep the spine round and stack the vertebrae, slowly opening the heart and the chest. And then we're gonna walk the legs straight out in front into staff pose. Palms together, bottom of the scapula curling in and up. And then let the hands release. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinge forward and catch the edges of the feet. And if that's not possible, then take your hands way back by your inner thighs and bend the elbows. If you have the feet, lift the chest. Exhale, fold into Paschimottanasana. Deep, deep stretch from the heels up the back of your leg, through your back body, all the way through the crown of the head. Inhale, slowly sit up. I'm going to turn sideways as we catch the outer hip with the hands. Stack the elbows under the shoulders. Lift the spine in and up and come back into Matsyasana, fish pose. Amazing for helping to increase that curve of the cervical spine and to open and balance the thyroid gland in the throat. Stay here or drop to the back of your head, the crown of your head, not the total top, but kind of that back notch. And then lift your legs to 45 degrees and your hands, and keep that spine lifting in and up. And then grab hold of the outer edge of your hips. If the legs are up, lower them. Everybody tuck the chin and then take your back body down to the ground. We're gonna sit on the backs of the hands slightly. And we're gonna draw those knees in and up. Feet toward the sky, open your toes. Exhale, lengthen your tailbone as you lower your legs. Inhale, bring those knees in and up. Feet high, legs are strong and straight like they're standing in Tadasana. Keep going. 3 more rounds with your breath, the length of your breath. If you catch your mind wandering off to what are you going to do after practice, bring yourself back to this moment by feeling your breath, staying focused on it, feeling every movement, engaging different areas. All right, and now we'll relax the legs down. We're going to pick up the right knee and draw it into the chest. Come into Parsva Utthita Hasta Padangustasana, so reclined big toe pose. Now we're holding the knee, or we're gonna straighten the foot up a little bit and hold the outside edge of the foot with a bent knee, or you're holding your big toe and straightening the leg. If it will straighten with enough ease where where your thigh bone can kind of press down. Now, wherever you're holding, take your opposite hand, left hand, to the head of that hip bone. Keep the buttocks down and open up the leg to the side. if possible, the right sit bone is still shifting in the direction of your left heel, so that you have some space in the right side of your waist and it's not like hiking up into the rib, toward your rib. Now really take that left hand right above the hip bone into that kind of hollow little hole in the abdomen and pull that down toward your mat and then lift that leg up. Now we're going to stretch the IT band. You can hold your calf if you can't catch your foot. If you can, take the outer edge of the foot and just have the foot right over the edge of your mat, not past it, because this is for the IT band, not the spine. And then we're going to engage that quadricep. So you could take your right hand to the upper thigh and help it move down in the hip socket a little bit. And you stretch up through the big toe mound. And then can you feel how the outer skin of the outer thigh drops back down toward the floor? Now spinal twist. Let that foot drop all the way over. It could come to the floor as you open your right arm and look to your right. Now we're in a nice spinal twist. If you need to bend that knee to help it come back up, let go of your foot, bend the knee, roll back to the center, and exhale your nose to your knee. And then stretch it out on the ground. And then the left side comes up. And now if you're gonna have a half bent knee, then hold the outer edge of your foot. This is great, this is fine. Or take the big toe and straighten the leg. Thigh bone drops, exhale, twist that leg open. Right shoulder blade grounds, right buttocks grounds, right leg stands in Tadasana. Breath helps to lengthen the inner thighs. Inhale, actually hold on. Take your right hand to your hip bone and then go an inch higher or inch and a half to that kind of deep where you can deepen the abdomen down. Keep it dropping and then lift that foot up. And you can hold the calf muscle with your right hand or take the right hand to the outside edge of your foot, and then that foot hovers like an inch past the edge of your mat on the right side. Reach up through the left big toe mound and visualize the skin of your outer left thigh moving in the direction of the outer left hip. Deep spinal twist, release the foot down to the floor, open the left arm, gaze gently to the left, past the fingertips. Come back to the center on an inhalation. Feel free to let go of the foot and bend the knee, and then exhale, nose to knee. And then rest your head back, bring both knees up, and then have your shins parallel to the floor. Now, if possible, have your thigh bones perpendicular to the floor. So you wouldn't want your knees necessarily way back here over the ribs. We would try to create like a right angle with the shape of the leg. And now drop the navel down. Take your fingers to the navel. Drop the navel down. And the area, like an inch and a half or 2 inches below the navel, starts to engage. And maybe take your fingers to that area and see if you can get that area to strengthen. Oh, yes. And then hold your arms out. Tuck your chin down. Look down like you want to look right inside your shirt if possible. So good for the neck. And then we're going to go ahead and relax those legs straight out on the floor. Palms face up. Feel free to wiggle out the legs or maybe take another spinal twist if needed. And then we're going to settle for relaxation. you need to take one last deep inhalation in through your nose and let it out through your mouth to help you completely let the body get heavy. Try that. It's like a surrender into the support that we are exactly where we need to be at this point in time. The exhalation is a surrender to the idea of who we think we are supposed to be, accepting ourselves for who we are right now in this moment. And the exhalation allows us to release all the things that we think we need to do in order to fulfill some ideal that we've placed upon ourselves. And we can exhale and just absorb the present moment and be okay in this space at this time. And gently deepen the breath. When you're ready, bring the knees in and roll to one side. Slowly make your way back up to a seated position. Sit tall and find your base. Find the freedom of the breath. Smooth out the skin of the forehead. Drop back the weight of the eyes. And feel that connectedness of us all, each of us in our practice here today. How we connect to our families and our friends. Connect in community, and how we connect beyond that into the greater part of our nation and our world. Feeling the heart beat as one as we practice more understanding, more kindness, love, and unity. Namaste. And thank you, friends. Thank you, family, for being here. This keeps me totally accountable as well, so I appreciate all of your support and your willingness to practice yoga with me. Feel free to share this with any friends. Feel free to invite anybody to future practices, and have a great day. Namaste.